Live, this is KOTV, Channel 6 News at 10, with Clayton Vaughn, Jill Lyon, meteorologist Jim Giles, and Bill Teagan Sports.
Good evening. Good news. Oklahoma's in the clear tonight. Severe weather raked across the state earlier this evening. Meteorologist Jim Giles here with the update. Jim?
Thank you very much, Clayton. Look at this radar. Showers and thunderstorms for the most part out of Oklahoma right now. A few still scattered up in that northeastern corner. Some severe weather still in southeastern corner of Kansas, also in the northwestern corner of Arkansas. Benton County under severe thunderstorm warning for about 45 minutes. Tornado watch continues for southeastern Kansas. Looks like if you live in Oklahoma, you can rest easily through the night. Let's run back to Clayton.
Thank you, Jim. That storm that moved through the viewing area earlier this evening did leave its mark in northern Mayes County, knocked down some trees, some power lines, and damaged several homes and outbuildings. Gayla Ramsey and her two children did the right thing when the storm closed in on their home near Adair. They went to a room right in the middle of their house. The storm flipped the Ramseys' pickup truck and the stock trailer that was hitched to the back of it, and also leveled a small tin barn. Gayla says it all happened in a matter of seconds.
And we were sitting in the living room watching TV, and my ears started popping, so I got up and went to the back door and looked out, and I could see the clouds starting to swirl. So we went and got in the bathtub and shut the door, and it was over with in just a matter of minutes, and we came out and we started looking around, and then we saw the damage. And
it was just huge and black and very wide at the base. I thought it was way too wide to be a tornado, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
About a mile away, John and Susie Gomez were looking at what was left of their barn. 6 weeks ago, a storm knocked down one of their barns, and they had just finished the framework of a new one when the winds lifted it off the foundation and dropped it like a bunch of toothpicks. John says, though, that he can build a new barn any day.
Just one of those things. Nobody got hurt. That's the main thing, I guess.
Trooper Dave Pickup was out in the storm this evening. He says he still can't believe no one was hurt by the winds. Did suffer a little damage himself, but he says he's lucky. He can always get a new hat.
And there's some good news tonight in the oil patch. Oil prices have been steadily increasing over the legislature should go to the nation's capital. The Senate voted today to have the Air National Guard airlift all the state lawmakers to Washington later this month for a lobbying blitz. The resolution passed today asked Governor... There's a budget crunch at the state capitol, but there's a state agency that's actually having trouble giving away some federal assistance funds. The Oklahoma Department of Veterans Affairs has a new energy grant program. It's designed to provide 50% up to $1,000 of home weatherization expenses. To qualify, you must be a U.S. war veteran, a single-family homeowner, and have a low income. However, in some cases, the income ceiling is $30,000 a year. To apply, call area code 405-521-3684, or you can write the Energy Grant Coordinator at the Oklahoma Department for Veterans Affairs. Post Office Box is 53067, Oklahoma City, the zip code 73152. As many as 60,000 Oklahoma war veterans may be eligible for that money. Since there are only $60,000 available, however, the funds will be handed out on a first-come, first-served basis.
Internal Revenue Service is all... we haven't filed yet. Have you, Joe?
Oh, yeah. All taken care of. In fact, we've already got our state check back.
Well, you don't expect to have to get killed to get your federal one, do you?
I hope not. I hope they don't decide that we're dead. I would appreciate getting that money sometime.
Okay, we'll send up a flag.
Okay.
Next on KOTV Channel 6 News, the search for an Okmulgee man has ended tragically tonight, and a reward is being offered to help put international terrorists behind bars.
You're watching KOTV Channel 6 News, winner of the Associated Press Broadcasters Award for Best Newscast.
Here's a simple tip.
Nursing home where Martin had lived. Nursing home found Martin missing last Tuesday around 4 in the morning. Martin had a history of wandering away from the home. Tulsa County Medical Examiner has requested an autopsy. Another bombing tonight in Europe. A bomb exploded outside the office of the U.S.-based Northwest Airlines in Stockholm earlier this evening. There have been no reports of injuries, but security has been tightened at the U.S. Embassy in that country. No one has claimed responsibility for this latest bombing.
But 7 different groups have claimed responsibility for the bombing of a West German disco this weekend. West Berlin police say they've questioned...
The House in Washington is to vote Wednesday on a bill that would ease federal firearms controls. Essentially, the measure would allow anybody who lives in one state to buy guns in another state much more easily. It's not a major change, but it's important since it points to the direction in which we're headed. This particular bill is receiving more than even the usual attention given gun legislation because of the opposition to it from Sarah Brady, the wife of Presidential Press Secretary James Brady, who was wounded in the attempted assassination of President Reagan back in 1981. She wants Congress to reject the bill and adopt stiff handgun controls so that, as she put it, no family has to go through the kind of experience she and her family went through. The issue could be put still another way, whether we as Americans feel we need more guns than we already have.
Later on Channel 6 News, we'll show you why 1 million people are flocking to Muskogee this month. And Jim Giles is next with an update on the severe weather that raked through our area tonight.
Good morning.
You again?
You're young. You're on the go. You don't want to be left out.
I know.
Then why aren't you reading the Tulsa World? No excuses. It's all right here in the World. But business, entertainment, news, sports. Why aren't you reading the World?
Well, every time I come out here to get my World, you're standing there giving me a lecture about something, then you run off with my World in your hands.
Hey, pal, I'm here to help, but I can't solve all your personal problems.
Hey, I appreciate you trying, though. Any luck with selling your house?
No.
Too bad.
Call Charles. Call Charles. Call Charles. For over 30 years, calling Charles Pest Control.
Out of Fort Smith for that area. All that activity now moving to the southeast at about 40 miles per hour, but it produced baseball-sized hail up around Chanute today, and up in northeastern Oklahoma at Pensacola, softball-sized hail. We're talking some fairly large hail now, along with one tornado at Adair. Apparently overturned a car, but no reports of any injuries from that. Looks like most of the heavy activity is going to stay away from our area for tonight. We will stand a chance for a few thunderstorms up in northern Oklahoma. Could get down to the city by morning, but it's something right now that we're just going to have to watch.
For Benton County, and that's just northwesternmost county of Arkansas, because of a radar indication of a tornado that was along the Missouri-Arkansas line just around the area of Pea Ridge, and it was moving off to the southeast about 35 miles per hour. If you live in that area, take cover at this time. Looks like as we look back to the west, nothing exciting. We could have some showers towards morning, but at this time, looks like the severe weather north and east of us. Let me show you where we have our watches and warnings. Again, Benton County, Arkansas, tornado warning until 11 o'clock. Also, all of the south central and southeastern part of Kansas, as well as the southwestern part of Missouri, under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock. Let's take a look right now at our current situation. It's cloudy and 77 at the airport, 69 degrees our dew point, 76% our relative humidity, wind south at 16, the old barometer rising slowly from 29.86 inches of mercury. This is the way the satellite picture looked now quite early this morning. This is 6 o'clock this morning. We'll run it to noon and then run it to 5 o'clock, and you'll notice not much going on, just cloudiness moving quite rapidly from west to east across the area. Here we are at noon. Let's run it on to about 5 o'clock. Still nothing too exciting happening, but towards the end of that loop now, this is at 5 o'clock, watching the next hour or two, just before sundown, we'll see some very, very heavy thunderstorms develop, of course, up to the north and east of us. You'll have no trouble at all seeing those storms developing and moving on southeastward, so it's still just along that northeastern border of our viewing area where we're picking up severe weather. Here's a long shot now, that same action around Oklahoma, Kansas, and points to the east of us. There's still a massive upper-level storm over the southwest. We're going to be in for this on-again, off-again shower and thunderstorm activity until that storm gets through, which looks like it'll be on Thursday. That will allow us a pretty decent weekend just ahead. But we are going to have to watch that next storm system moving through. And by the way, today was the 5th consecutive day with severe weather in Oklahoma, and it's not over yet, friends. Let's take a look right now at our composite radar picture. Not only do we have showers and thunderstorms, showers stretch on off to the east, right up the Ohio River Valley. Off to the west, additional showers, of course, all over the southwest, as well as the northern and north-central Rockies, because of that next upper-level storm that will keep us in the soup for another couple days, but finally clear us late on Thursday, the way it's looking right now. Spotter highs, oh, they were high today. Had a great deal of instability out there. Not only a great deal of moisture in the low levels, some very warm temperatures, unusually warm as a matter of fact. We made it to 86 degrees here in the Tulsa area. Up around Collinsville, 89 degrees, 88 degrees it was up in Skiatook. But look at Cleveland, 92 degrees, and also Stillwater, 92 degrees over there, so unusually warm for that part of the country at this time of the year, of course. 90 degrees on over around the Tahlequah area. Same for Muskogee, 85 degrees down around Tallahena. Tomorrow's weather, I'm afraid more of the same as far as showers and thunderstorms go. Could have some slightly cooler air move in by tomorrow afternoon. That'll cut back the instability or the chance of severe weather just a little bit. Still a lot of precipitation out to the west yet to move our way. Here's our forecast now. Through the overnight period, mostly cloudy, slight chance of showers or thunderstorms, but if we get them cooking, they could be severe. We definitely have severe weather off to the northeast and east of us, of course. Our winds will gradually shift around to the northeast. 65 should be our overnight low. For tomorrow morning, still mostly cloudy, slight chance of showers or thunderstorms. Temperatures in the mid-60s, sun up at 6 o'clock. And for tomorrow afternoon, you got it, more chances of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy skies, and 75. Notice the northeasterly breezes. That could help reduce that chance of severe weather just a little bit, but we can't lower our guard yet. Let's look at the next several days. We're going to start out with more showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday up to 70 degrees. Then on Thursday, of course, the main system pushing through, 66. That looks like decreasing cloudiness and a little bit cooler on Thursday. Friday, things back to normal, of course, 70 for a high. At this point, first estimate looks like a good weekend ahead. But the next day or two, that looks like some rough weather ahead.
Well, good. Keep working on that weekend because we got some big things going on.
You bet. I'm looking forward to that big parade.
All right. Despite all the rain we've had recently, the parade that Jim was talking about is the Azalea Festival. And the groundskeepers at Honor Heights Park down in Muskogee say this year's festival really looks brighter than ever. Wendy Burkeen went to Muskogee today. And I do want to talk a little bit more about the festival, but Jim's got some more severe weather. It's still cooking over there in Arkansas, Jim.
Thank you, Clayton. This just in moments ago, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning until 11:15 for Washington County over in Arkansas, Madison County as well. Just moments ago, tornado was indicated by radar near Rogers, Arkansas, moving south-southeast, 35 miles per hour. If you live in that immediate area, take cover immediately, and it shows up very nicely on our radar. Some rough storms up there. It looks like they're going to continue to cook for another hour or so. Clayton?
All right. And, of course, Jim will be watching that as long as it takes this evening and until the area is out of danger. What I did want to say, of course, and we were going to come out of this on a 3-shot so we could have Jim and Jill both here, right, because both of them are involved in the big parade on Saturday.
That's
and all
right.
that kind of stuff.
Getting
back to the Azalea Festival.
Yeah, he gets to ride in it, and Joe Webb and I will be announcing it.
That's right. So. And also, Mr. Tegans is going to be there, and I'm going to be there. And we're all going to be riding.
Everybody goes to Muskogee on Saturday.
That's right. We're just going to have a wonderful time down in there. The festival actually begins this Saturday with that parade that will be broadcast here on Channel 6. Okay. And our news will continue here in just a moment.
Still ahead on Channel 6 News, some Tulsans got all dressed up tonight for a good cause. But first, we'll take you out to the ballpark for the first pitch of the season.
Remember when I told you how good it felt listening to KBEZ? You were listening, right? Well, now it's even better. The music is so perfect. Whatever you're doing, KBEZ makes it feel better. Better than ever. It's the music. Other stations say they play a lot of music, but they're all talk. Listen to KBEZ. Easy music, perfect music. Whenever I want to relax, I turn to Easy.
Florida schools dominate. FSU #1, LSU is 2, UT 3, South Florida 4, Miami of Florida 5, Loyola Marymount, Stanford, Old Dominion, Michigan, ORU is number 10, Arkansas 13, OU 21, and OSU 22. Quarterback situation at Oklahoma was crowded, and heading into spring drills, nobody really expected Troy Aikman to stick around. Today, he decided that he didn't want to stick around. Aikman was the starting quarterback for the first few games for OU last year, a great passer. Told Barry Switzer today, though, that he will transfer to another school, hopefully one that will throw the football a little more. Aikman was injured in the Miami game last year, replaced by Jamel Holloway, who, of course, took the team to the national title. Former TU basketball assistant Kevin O'Neill, who resigned last week, today took an assistant's job at Arizona. He was at Delaware for 2 years before joining J.D. Barnett's staff here. And this is the one I know you've been waiting for. Andre the Giant won WrestleMania 2 tonight. William Perry thrown out of the ring. All those football players were thrown out.
Oh, my gosh.
I guess because there was only one guy left. He was the winner.
Well, he's certainly someone who could win all of that. I mean, he's huge. Oh, he's a huge person. Okay, thank you, Bill. Well, some of Tulsa's finest turned out this evening for a fashion hit review party. The party benefits Tulsa's Children's Medical Center. Sanger Harris and KOTV co-sponsored the event at South Roads Mall. Besides refreshments, dancing, and prizes for the partygoers, the latest fashions were shown off as well. And you can see those fashions tomorrow night here on Channel 6 at 8 p.m. If you look real close, you can see a familiar face among the crowd of those who turned out for the benefit. There he is.
Should have combed my hair.
Can you dance?
You look great.
No, I couldn't dance. And,
now that would have been fun to watch.
Oh, it was, and there were a lot of good folks out there. And they are saying that fashions, whatever that amounts to, are going back to the 50s, and so that's why they were wearing saddle Oxford. Is that what you call those things? Saddle Oxfords?
You know more about the 50s than I do.
We'll be back in just a moment. I want to talk with you.
I'm sorry.
Coming up on Channel 6 News, some of Flipper's cousins have made Oklahoma their new home.
Let's go. I can't. I gotta cut the...
We're in Bolton from the National Weather Service office in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning effective until 11:30 p.m. for the people in the following counties of Oklahoma: Northern Craig and Ottawa. At 10:25 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located in southeastern Kansas near Oquega, Kansas. The thunderstorm is moving to the southeast at 40 miles an hour and will be moving into Craig and Ottawa counties of Oklahoma. If you are in or near the warning area, get to a rear force shelter and be prepared for strong, damaging winds, large hail, and very heavy rainfall and lightning. Keep tuned to this station for the latest weather bulletins.
This is Gary Shore in Weather Center 2. As you've just heard, a severe thunderstorm warning is now officially in effect for Nowata and Craig counties. The storms we talked about 15 minutes ago are intensifying, and the heaviest part is near Oswego, Kansas.
You long-lost daddy.
Dallas, Tuesday at 3:30 on KOTV Channel 6.
Still a couple of things going on over in Arkansas with the weather. Here once again is Jim.
Thank you, Clayton. Some of those storms now creeping down into that northeastern corner of Oklahoma. Because of that, a severe thunderstorm warning valid until 11:30 for northern Craig and Ottawa counties of the northeastern corner of Oklahoma. So intense thunderstorms as the severe variety continues from southeastern Kansas into northwestern Arkansas. Clayton?
All right, Jim. Thank you. A new attraction over in Oklahoma City. It's making quite a splash. The attraction made its first appearance over the weekend at the Oklahoma City Zoo's Aquatica Center. Alicia Malaby shows us a tourist's delight.
It's a new sight to Oklahoma City, seals swimming around an ocean-like pool. People stared, pointed, and even laughed at the seals, but they didn't seem to mind. After all, they're used to humans fussing over them. Inside, nearly 2,000 people crowded into the Dolphin Arena to see Roger and Thelma perform. The two dolphins have been in training for about a year and a half, but trainer Lloyd Lammy says they're still learning some of the more difficult tricks.
The trickiest thing right now is what's known as a double high jump. We're getting both of the dolphins to jump up, hopefully at the same time.
Dolphins, incidentally, were so popular with the crowds that the zoo officials had to cancel the late show. Did you hear about that one? Because there were people standing in line. They had to give out rain checks or dolphin checks or whatever it was that they give out. But the dolphins were simply too tired from doing the first show to do the second show.
Yeah.
So dolphins get tired as well.
I don't blame them. They have a, you know, they belong to the Dolphins Union. They have a right to stop working when they want.
That's right. Besides that, they're all younger than we are. It's Monday, April the 7th, and I'm never going to let you forget that. And it is 10:34 in Tulsa tonight. Good night.
Clothing for Channel 6 News provided by Harold's.